What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Jason Heine from the Emulator Review, hanging out with you once again. We have a very special episode this time because we're coming at you and doing a Battlefield exclusive. What we're doing is we're going to be sitting down and talking about everything you need to know about Battlefield. This is really to help the beginners out there or people who want to jump onto the franchise but don't really have any idea where to start. We are here to help, ladies and gentlemen. It is also an extra special episode today because I am joined by fellow veteran soldiers and clanmates. Dirty D, Dirty Dongles, what's up, Derek?
Hey, what's up, guys? Dirty D Fibs here at your service.
And we're also joined by Daryl, aka Machine. What's up, Machine?
What's up?
So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the top 10 things you need to know to be successful on the battlefield. Let's get this ball rolling. Coming out with number 10. Think differently, you guys. This is a completely different game out there. It's not a run and gun type of a shooter. I mean, you actually have stuff to do. You have jobs to do. One of the first things I would recommend is really to put yourself in that situation. The way you walk, run, act, crouch, whatever you decide to do in the game. If you play and act responsible, I think you're going to have a better experience and you'll be more successful in the game. And remember, also, you guys, you're not alone on the battlefield. This is the beauty of a Battlefield game, is that you have squad mates, teammates. So as long as you make a commitment to play your best, the rest of your team will do the same as well. I mean, wouldn't you guys agree? Machine, Dongles, what do you guys think about?
Yeah, you just can't do it all alone. You need a team to do it, and it's even better when you have friends to do it with, especially friends that know what they're doing.
The game operates totally different when you have a team that works together. You'd be surprised how quickly things get done when you work together.
All right, and then number 9, you guys. Now, maybe this is just the audio engineer, sound guy speaking in me. I think it's best if you prepare yourself for the battle. The best way to prepare for the battle is to have the proper gaming headset. Now, I know this could be kind of an issue for some people. Gaming headsets can be super, super expensive, but if you want to take full advantage and get the most out of a Battlefield game, really, it's best to have a proper gaming headset that has a good quality microphone. And it's crazy and surprises me the fact a lot of people don't even own a headset to communicate in the game. Again, you guys, communicating in this game is huge and plays a huge role on making the game experience actually enjoyable.
Yeah, there's a huge gap in between trying to type to a teammate and actually just telling the teammate over comms.
Dead is what's
pretty much.
Another thing too is that really once you get your headset, go into the audio settings and make sure that it is actually adjusted correctly, because you can have your mic always on, it can be always off, it can be messed up, it can be too loud, too quiet. It's really important to make sure you get the settings correct, set your thresholds, and make sure you ask your squad mates, hey, how do I sound? And they'll tell you if it sounds good or sounds bad. You can adjust that and make sure that it is set on par so that you can communicate, and also so that you can hear what's going on in the game. You want your volume set correctly.
That's very true, because being able to communicate clearly with your team can be the difference between winning or losing a battle or a match.
Absolutely, or your whole squad getting wiped, because one person dies and then they don't know that somebody's creeping up from behind, and it just becomes a real mess. So the next one on the list is know your game modes. Know what the hell you're doing. If you're playing rush mode, know that you have to go in and set off some MCOM stations. There's a lot of importance to moving up and working together to do that. Conquest, which you capture flags, so it's really important to hold flags and capture them. And then just squad deathmatch, which is every squad for themselves to get the most kills. If you don't know the modes, ask your other squad members so everybody knows what's going on and knows what's happening.
And number 7 here, know the maps. Knowing the maps and the game modes combined makes a huge difference, because you can be on the same map in a different round. It'll be a completely different game because the game mode will be different. Just that same terrain.
The most important part, I think, for knowing your maps is knowing landmarks. Getting to know your map so that you can call out certain areas, to your squad members, so you can be like, scaffolding, right scaffolding, upper scaffolding, so people know where you're talking about. I mean, that's huge going into a map, I think.
I think that's a good point in any shooter or action game for that matter. Is really, when you know the maps, you have a much greater advantage of being able to hold areas down or move into areas, because you just know how they're laid out. And I think if you don't have them memorized, you really are at a loss.
I would say absolutely to that, because I know even going back to Day of Defeat and stuff like that in the early days of shooters, for me, I know it's a huge thing. When I'd first play a map for a couple of rounds or whatever, I just get killed because I don't know where people are coming from. I don't know where to hide. I don't know all the spots. Then as the day would progress and we'd play, I'd get better because you know where that is. You know where the people are going to come from, and it makes it a whole lot better experience once you know the maps.
Completely agree.
They can apply to a lot of shooter games. The cool thing about Battlefield games is they've always, since Bad Company, they've always had destruction, and that can be a huge change of pace when it comes to fighting, like, playing whatever game mode on that map.
Absolutely.
Number 6, don't play alone. Big difference between being alone and being Rambo and killing a bunch of people, but not getting anything done as far as the game mode goes, as opposed to being part of a team and wiping out the other team and completing your objectives swiftly and smoothly.
It's two completely different games. I honestly think that when you play Battlefield by yourself and when you play Battlefield with a group of people, especially people that you know or that you play well with in games, it's completely different. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody to play Battlefield alone. That's just, really, I would not recommend that. You don't get the thrill, you don't get the excitement, you don't get the satisfaction of when you play with a group of people in the Battlefield, for sure.
Especially when you play with friends, even though it's just a video game, it gives you that sense of camaraderie.
It's a way to bond, it's really when you're relying on everybody in the squad and you do something, you accomplish something, you say, okay, we're gonna, been screwed on this map, let's go over and get this MCOM station. We have a really hard time doing it. So you got your whole squad, 4 guys, and you work together, and then when you get there and you activate it and it blows up and you're just that's just awesome. You don't get that same joy when it's just yourself. It's still good. I mean, don't get me wrong, and that's awesome that you're doing something when you're by yourself, but it's just awesome when all the guys are just working together. It's just a different game.
That was a thing that drew me in from the very beginning on the Battlefield series of games, was that teamwork, doing objectives, doing a job, and it's very, very satisfying. I enjoy it, love it.
A good squad can turn the tide of a battle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, we have number 5 is be proactive. We talk a lot about being in a squad and helping each other out. Being proactive is a big part of that. There are 4 different classes, and each one has a role to play. If you're a medic, you need to supply meds. If you're assault, you need to supply ammo. If you're engineer, you have the task of taking down armored vehicles. That can be a real problem in helping your team succeed to win a match. And recon is your eye in the sky type of thing. And it's also being paying attention to your other squad members, and not just yourself, like healing yourself, but also knowing somebody that's a couple buildings away, maybe their bar looks like they need meds, so you got to find your way to get over to them, give them meds, even if they're not even paying attention to how much damage they're taking. Ammo is a little bit more tricky because you have to really be close to the person to give them ammo. So ammo is really important to pay attention that people need ammo, because you got to walk over to them and give them ammo.
Yeah, I've almost made it a ritual when I play a class that can deliver ammo. When I spawn into the game, I throw it down on my feet immediately. I'm automatically, even if it's in a spot that there's really no one around, and then I'll go join my team if I have to, and I'll throw down more ammo when I get there.
I try to train people whenever I start working with them, beginning stages of the game, and just every time they can think about it, drop it. Because even if it's just resupplies yourself, it's still good, because somebody can walk by and get ammo, or they can find it later on or whatnot, because it doesn't disappear until it runs out of ammo or you drop one somewhere else. So just every time you stop, post up, drop ammo, drop meds. Really good habit to get into.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more. That's something that all of us, and this is a real life situation, when we play, that's exactly how we play. When we get to a building or we hold down a certain area, we're always there dropping meds, dropping ammo, and then we leave it there when we move forward because someone else may get in the building and need it, and it's there for them until we get to our next position that we hold down, and then we do the whole process all over again. It's definitely a great habit to get into. Being proactive and knowing what's going on around you is super important in Battlefield.
And it gives you points.
Hey, yo!
That's what those numbers
extra, are. Right. It's the extra bonus. You want to get into the top tier of the score at the end of the round. Well, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Another thing that sort of fits into being proactive is paying attention to your surroundings. Spotting enemies constantly.
Absolutely.
Depending on what game mode you're playing, or difficulty, I should say, hardcore or, regular.
Yeah.
Since it's disabled in hardcore, and that's kind of impossible to spot people.
And with that being said, I think this is a great time to bring up the differences between hardcore and non-hardcore mode. Hardcore game mode is designed to give the player a more realistic war experience. Battlefield Bad Company 2 has an option for hardcore, Battlefield 3 has an option for hardcore, and I'm sure any Battlefield game to come after these will also show this option. Basically, it gives you 60 health rather than 100. Your health also does not regenerate. You need to be healed by the medics now, so when you get hit, that damage stays. Team killing or friendly fire is now enabled. The lack of the in-game map that players can use and view is not there anymore. And when spotting an enemy, usually it would put a little red dot above their head. This is now gone. You can still spot people, and your soldier will call out when they see people, but the little red dot does not show up anymore. The guns now don't have any crosshairs, except for if you have like a red dot side or a scope or something. That still, of course, is there, but there's no actual in-game crosshair that you can see. So basically, it kind of limits your HUD that you can use and see. There's really nothing there. You can't see your ammo. You can't see how much health you have. Can't see anything. Very, very realistic. And I know I speak for all of us here, but we definitely prefer to play hardcore mode on Battlefield, period.
Also, I think hardcore is like a good way if you can take the punishment of just throwing yourself in the meat grinder and becoming a really good player. Just put yourself through that pain and suffering to become better.
In the long run and in the end, you will be a better soldier for doing it that way.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, you will go back to the regular mode and you'll just get so mad. You're like, this sucks.
Yeah, like we do. It's really hard to go back and play that non-hardcore mode. So
we'll warn you though, you will get mad and you will want to throw your mouse through your screen. But it's okay. It happens as well.
It's so true.
And coming in at number 4, use armor to your advantage. Now, the beauty of Battlefield is, hey, there's vehicles around, and I will say from experience that I can't fly a chopper for the life of me. I get the chopper about 10 feet off the ground, I hover it into a building, and it is completely over. These guys can attest. So the thing about it that we wanted to mention is that, look, if you don't know how to properly drive a vehicle, don't worry about it. Just go find an empty server or go find someplace where there aren't a lot of people to experiment and play around and try to figure it out. It's tricky to do. Vehicles and armor can play a huge role in winning or losing on the battlefield. And if you don't know how to use the vehicle properly, just don't drive it. Stay out of it and let somebody else who knows how to drive it do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, another big game changer right there is the difference between someone that knows how to use like a Bradley or an Abrams, as support instead of just running in there or driving in close and getting blown up right away.
It's true. All I'll say is just, driving the vehicles, driving the tanks is, really not difficult. It's how you use them is the harder part. But with the choppers, it's a whole different game. You definitely need to know what you're doing when you get into those choppers. Being the gunner is not so bad, but flying it is a whole different thing.
I found a lot of people they take the armor and they like to get in really close, and that kind of works against them in the end because people can run up to that armor from cover or whatnot and throw C4 on it or, take cover and shoot rockets at it. But if you stay at a distance, it's even better when you have like an engineer with you that can repair your vehicle. You can hold down an entire area with one vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point about, the armor being there is have a chopper flying overhead, kind of watching the ground that you're, going to take over. You have a tank up on the hill that's, laying down fire that's also there to destroy other tanks or any larger vehicles that may come up. And then you have foot troops that are down there ready to move in. And if you have kind of the triangle per se of everything there, you really can move into an area with the cover from the armor, and it really works well. Coming in at number 3, the oh so important communication. Really, this is so important, you guys. The easiest way to be successful in Battlefield is just to communicate with your squad mates. You need to tell everyone what's going on, where you're going, what you need. Talk about everything that's going on. When you need ammo, when you need meds. If you died, let your squad mates know who killed you, what class it was, and where they were if you know. If you can call that out and tell your squad mates what happened, they are quicker to go and attack that guy and take him down. And it really helps out. Communicating is so important. Definitely don't overlook this.
The information is crucial when it comes to shooter games like this, team-based shooter games.
Even the littlest thing, you think you see somebody out of the corner of your eye across the map, say something to your buddy, he may have a better angle angle at it, he may see that person. Even, you need supplies. A machine will be halfway across the map in an armored vehicle, and I'll say, hey, I need ammo, and he'll work his way back, give us ammo, and then take off again. It can work in so many different ways. You could be in a building, Jay could be in the front room shooting at somebody out the window, I'm in the back, shooting at somebody coming up the stairs, and I die, but Jay may not hear the fact that I'm dying because he's laying down cover fire, he's trying to nail somebody else, and then that person comes in the house, and then gets him from behind. So it's just really important to always let your squad mates know when you die.
The more competitive you're getting in the game, you might be playing a friendly match with some friends, just kicking around, doing whatever. But if you're in a clan match or some sort of tournament match, you want to keep your communications short and clean.
Coming in at number 2, guys, use your head, play smart, and do your job. That is it. Just be smart about what you're doing on the battlefield. For instance, a rule that we all live by in our squad is that we don't break the doors. If you're going to go up to a house and hold it down, go in through a window. You can just bust the window out, jump through, and you leave all of your doors intact. So if you are in the house and the doors are still secure, someone comes through it, you're going to hear it. And you're going to know that an enemy has entered your building, because I know my squad mates aren't going to break the door.
Also, by breaking a window instead of a door, a window is still harder for them to get into the house opposed to a door. So even if they have to make their way into getting through the window, you have a better chance of shooting them while they're doing that, and also strafing and hiding from them when they're trying to shoot through the window and such.
On your way to an objective, say you're on an attacking team and a bunch of enemies come running your way, sometimes it's better just to hide and hold your fire, let them pass by. That's fewer guys you have to fight later on your way to your objective.
Yeah, because you're not wanting your cover blown by any means. Because if you just start shooting and you have your whole squad back behind you, then that puts them all at risk. Mm-hmm. So why not let them pass, and then you can sneak forward to get to your objective, and even flank them then at that point. You can watch where they go, get to your objective, and then move in and try to take them out. It's really smart tactics right there.
On the other hand, though, if your squad is in a good position to really cause some havoc behind enemy lines and draw their attention, that could allow the rest of your team to move up on another flank.
Also very smart. Mm-hmm. And lastly, guys, about playing smart on the battlefield really is know your job and do your job with the kits and the classes. If you're a sniper, recon class, you're the eye in the sky. You need to make sure you're looking ahead for your teammates, finding where people can go in, finding out where the enemy is, and communicating that back. We see it way too many times where a sniper is just back behind a tree, out in the middle of nowhere, not doing anything but looking down their scope. Be a proactive sniper. That will definitely set you apart from everyone else out there. Get in a great position. Look ahead in the map. Communicate to your teammates and let them know where they can move up. Spot vehicles, throw motion sensors. Really be a proactive player doing that. If you're an engineer, definitely want to be able to repair vehicles. If a tank comes back and needs repairs, quickly get over there, repair it, and move on. If enemy vehicles come inbound, take them out. You have a rocket launcher to do that sort of thing. Just be a proactive player, and that, of course, we already touched on being a proactive medic and assault and dropping ammo and stuff. This is very, very important. Just play smart. Think about your teammates. It's not just you in this game. Again, you're not alone. You have other people around you that you have to account for as well.
If you're going to be on the attacking team, say in a rush game, the defenders have unlimited respawns, so you're not going to help anyone by sitting back and just picking people off left and right. You need to pick off whoever you have to move up and help your team out, support your team.
That's a very good point, Daryl.
And that's true. I don't think a lot of people are aware of that, to be honest with you.
They're just after the kills.
Right. And they don't matter at that point.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, you can get as many kills as you want. You could have 3 times the amount of kills as their top guy on the defending team, but you could still lose the game.
I think, the way we talk about it and being serious about it, it doesn't have to be a hard thing, working with your squad, it makes it seem like, you got to follow your squad mates and do those. And really, it's, if you work together, it makes the game so much more enjoyable. Teamwork is huge. And just in the fact that it's going to make the gameplay a lot more fun for you. I mean, we're not so serious that we're worried about everybody's kill to death ratio and how many points they got and stuff like that. I mean, it's about working together and trying to accomplish a goal and making sure you get there and having fun while you do it.
Yeah, pulling your own weight is a big factor. Working as a team, you don't want to be the straggler, right, holding everyone back. But on the other hand, the game is all about fun.
We joke around all all the time, and we still do good things, you know, or, you know, just appreciating somebody's really good kill, or, you know, Daryl makes a really cool flank move, you know, and knives a couple guys, you know, I mean, that's awesome, you know, like that's what the game's about. That's what makes it fun. That's why I've played, you know, over 400 hours of Battlefield or something, I think, last time I looked. God, Jason's got even more.
Just in Bad Company 2 alone.
Yeah, exactly. That's not just talking about Bad Company. I mean,
Yeah, we're not talking about, you know, the 9-year veterans that we are or anything.
Right. That's a whole other topic.
Exactly. Be flexible. Be flexible on the squad, you know. If you're joining it and there's other squad mates in there that you've never played with, watch what they're doing. Again, being very proactive and watching what your teammates are doing and then adapt to what they're doing. If they're running around like madmen, I don't know what to tell you, but if they're holding areas down and they're definitely trying to capture stuff, then work with them. That's a great tip. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Really hope you've enjoyed hearing about Battlefield. I hope these tips and tactics really has helped you out and maybe get you influenced and excited to hit the battlefield and really put in some work. There's so much we could have said here, so much content and tips about the game, but we try to condense it and really hit the important points. And if you want to hit the front lines and join us in Battlefield, we are totally up for that. Make sure to add me on Steam ID JAYSUN169, or for Battlefield 3 Origin ID, the EMU Review, all one word. You know, just keep in mind that, you know, we're not going to be taking any of your bullshit.
And if someone hates you for no reason, give that motherfucker a reason.
Yeah.
God damn it. That was so much higher. See, then I do it when I'm not even thinking. Fuck!
Action.
What's the shooting key again?
Spacebar. It just
Oh,
mashed
space.
that shit.
Rolling action. Action.
Hey man, give me some of that ammo!
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Oh my god, I couldn't help it. Oh my god.